Good evening. Welcome to the Drift Bureau. This is file number 001. Tonight's assignment is simple. You are going to become someone else for the next hour. Someone whose only job is to tend a lighthouse on a quiet stretch of the American coast. There are no decisions to make, no problems to solve, just routine and the sound of waves. Let's begin your drift. Close your eyes and step into this life, a simpler life, where tonight you are the keeper of Cape Memory Lighthouse. It's late afternoon, in September. You're driving along Highway 1, the coastal route, somewhere in Northern California, or maybe it's Oregon. It doesn't really matter. Your old truck hums steadily. The engine has that reliable sound, that constant rhythm. The window is cracked open, just an inch, and cool ocean air drifts in. You can smell salt and pine trees, and that particular scent of the Pacific, clean and cold. The road curves gently, following the coastline. To your left, steep cliffs, covered in wild grass, golden in the late sun. To your right, the ocean, stretching forever, dark blue fading to gray at the horizon. You pass a faded sign, Cape Memory 5 miles. You've taken this job for 6 months. Lighthouse keeper, a position most people don't even know exists anymore. But this lighthouse is still operating, still needed, and you needed to get away from the noise, the demands, the constant everything. The road narrows, becomes gravel. Your truck bounces gently over small stones. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The tires on gravel. Through the pine trees now, shadows crossing your windshield. Light, dark, and then you see it. The lighthouse stands on a rocky point. White tower, red top, exactly like the pictures. But seeing it in person is different. Solid, real, permanent. The keeper's cottage sits beside it. Small, gray shingles, blue door, a stone chimney. You park in the gravel drive. Turn off the engine. The ocean, constant, washing over rocks below. Wind through pine branches, a whisper. And far away, a gull calling, just once. You sit in the truck for a moment, hands still on the wheel. This is it, your new temporary life. The previous keeper left instructions, in a binder, on the kitchen table, along with the keys. He retired last week, moved inland to live with his daughter. He kept this light for 30 years. Now it's yours, just for 6 months, while they decide the lighthouse's future. You open the truck door, step out onto gravel. The air is cool. You zip your jacket. The sun is getting lower, maybe 2 hours until dusk. You have work to do before nightfall. The blue door opens easily, no lock. Who would come here? Inside, the cottage is simple, clean, waiting. One main room, kitchen along the left wall, living area with a wood stove, a table by the window, 2 doors, one to a bedroom, one to a bathroom. Everything is practical, nothing extra, nothing unnecessary. The walls are painted white. The floor is dark wood, worn smooth by decades of footsteps. On the kitchen table, the binder, dark green, labeled keeper's log and instructions. You set down your bag, walk to the table, open the binder. The previous keeper's handwriting, neat, careful. Welcome to Cape Memory. The light is your primary responsibility. Everything else is secondary. You read through the daily routine. Sunset check. Light activation. Midnight inspection. Dawn check. Light deactivation. Maintenance log. It's all rhythmic, predictable, manageable. You close the binder, look out the window. The ocean spreads before you, endless, moving, but somehow still. You leave the cottage, walk the stone path to the lighthouse. The door is red, heavy, old iron handle. Inside, cool stone walls, a spiral staircase, winding up and up. Your footsteps echo, metal stairs, climb, climb, climb. 117 steps. You counted. Your legs burn slightly, but it's a good burn. Simple exertion. At the top, the lantern room, all windows, 360 degrees of view. The Fresnel lens sits in the center. Enormous glass prisms arranged in a beehive pattern. Beautiful, intricate, powerful. You walk around it slowly, checking, observing. Everything looks good. The mechanism is clean. The light is ready. Outside the windows, the view, ocean to the west, the sun descending, turning the water gold, then orange. To the north, rocky coastline, stretching away, wild and empty. To the south, more coast, a few distant houses, specks of white. To the east, forest, hills, the road you came in on, disappearing into trees. You are alone here, truly alone, and it feels right. The sun touches the horizon. Time to light the lamp. The instructions are clear, simple. You flip 3 switches in sequence. 1, 3. The lamp hums to life, a low, steady, electric hum. The lens begins to turn. Slowly, the motor clicking softly. Tick, tick, tick. And then, light. Powerful, bright, sweeping across the darkening water. The beam extends out across the waves, for miles. Every 15 seconds, the light completes its rotation, passing over you, warm on your face, then gone, then back again. You watch it, the rhythm, predictable, endless. Light, dark, light, dark. This is what you'll maintain, this beacon, this guide. For ships that may or may not come, it doesn't matter. The light shines anyway, because that's what lighthouses do. You descend the stairs, back to the cottage. Inside, you light the wood stove. The previous keeper left wood stacked neatly beside it. You crumple newspaper, add kindling, strike a match. The fire catches, crackles, grows. Warmth begins to spread through the room. You make simple dinner. Soup from a can, heated on the small stove, bread, butter. You eat at the table, facing the window, watching the last light fade from the sky. The lighthouse beam sweeps past every 15 seconds, illuminating the room briefly, then darkness, then light again. After dinner, you wash the bowl, the spoon, set them to dry. Everything clean, ready for tomorrow. You add another log to the fire, sit in the armchair, the only comfortable chair in the cottage. An old book sits on the side table, left by the previous keeper, a novel about sailing. You open it, begin to read, but mostly you listen. The fire crackling, the wind outside, soft, persistent. The ocean, always the ocean, washing, washing, washing. And every 15 seconds, the light sweeping past. Your eyes grow heavy, the warmth, the rhythm, the safety of this small space. But you have one more task, midnight inspection. Your watch alarm vibrates, quietly, midnight. You wake from your doze in the chair. The fire has burned down to embers. Outside, complete darkness, except for the lighthouse beam, faithful. still sweeping. You put on your jacket, step outside. The cold air wakes you fully, sharp, clean. Carrying ocean spray. Above, stars, so many stars, more than you've ever seen. The Milky Way visible, a river of light. You walk the path, enter the lighthouse, begin the climb. 117 steps. Slower this time, deliberate, meditative. Step, step, step. The metal stairs ringing softly under your feet. Your hand on the rail, cool metal, smooth from years of hands before yours. Climb, climb, climb. At the top, you check the mechanism, the motor, the lens, everything operating perfectly, as it has for decades. As it will continue, you note the time in the log, 12:07 a.m. All systems normal, simple, but you don't descend yet. Instead you stand at the window, looking out. The ocean at night is different, alive in a different way. You can't see the waves, but you hear them, feel them, sense their movement. The beam sweeps out, illuminates foam, disappears, sweeps again. To the north, nothing, darkness, forest, sleeping. To the south, one distant light, a house, someone else awake, or just a porch light left on. To the east, the hills, dark shapes against darker sky. And west, the ocean, the endless ocean, unknowable, powerful, indifferent, beautiful. You realize you haven't thought about your old life, not once, in hours. The worries that filled your mind, the problems that seemed so urgent, they're still there, somewhere, but distant now, quieter, manageable. Here, there is only this moment, this tower, this light, this ocean, nothing more required. You descend the stairs, slowly, no rush, nowhere else to be. Inside the cottage, still warm from the fire, you remove your jacket, hang it by the door. The bedroom is small, a single bed, white sheets, heavy quilt, a window facing the lighthouse, so you can see the beam, even while lying down. You prepare for bed, simple routine, brush teeth, wash face, change clothes. The bed is firm, the sheets cool, the quilt heavy and comforting. You lie down, pull the quilt up to your chin. Through the window, the lighthouse beam, sweeping, sweeping, every 15 seconds. Light, dark, light, dark. The ocean, constant rhythm, waves, waves, waves. Wind, gentle, against the cottage. You are safe here, in this simple place, with this simple task. Tomorrow, you'll wake, check the light, walk the point, watch the ocean, tend the fire. The same routine, day after day, and that sounds perfect. Your breathing slows, matches the rhythm of the waves, and out, the lighthouse beam, still sweeping, patient, eternal. Light, dark, light, dark. You are the keeper, but the lighthouse keeps you too, keeps you grounded, keeps you present, keeps you here. Sleep comes, gentle, like fog rolling in from the ocean, soft, inevitable, welcome. The light still shining, the waves still washing, drifting, drifting. This concludes file number 001. Sleep well, keeper. The light is in good hands. But you have one more task tonight. Midnight inspection. You check your watch. 9:30. A few hours yet. You close your eyes for just a moment, just to rest them. The chair holds you gently. The fire warms your feet. The lighthouse beam continues its faithful sweep. Light, dark, light, dark. You drift, not quite sleeping, not quite awake. In that peaceful space between, where thoughts become dreams and dreams become thoughts. You think about the city you left, the noise, the traffic, the constant notifications, the meetings, the deadlines, the pressure. It all seems so far away now, like it belongs to someone else. someone you used to be. Here there is only the ocean, only the light, only the simple rhythm of keeping watch. Harold kept this light for 30 years. 30 years of this routine. Climbing the stairs, lighting the lamp, watching the beams sweep across the water. And he wrote that they were the best years of his life. You're beginning to understand why. There's a peace here, a clarity. When your only responsibility is to keep a light burning, everything else falls away. All the complications of modern life, all the things you thought were so important, they fade like the sun fading into the ocean. The fire pops loudly and you open your eyes. The room is warm now, almost too warm. You adjust the vent on the stove, closing it slightly. The flames settle to a steady burn. You stand, stretch, walk to the window. Outside, complete darkness. The kind of darkness you never see in cities. True darkness, where the night is actually night. But the lighthouse beam cuts through it. Faithful, constant, sweeping, sweeping, sweeping. You can see stars reflected in the window glass. So many stars. The Milky Way visible, a river of light across the sky. You've heard about places where you can see the Milky Way, but you've never actually seen it before. Not like this. It's breathtaking, humbling, a reminder of how small you are, how small all your problems are. Beneath that vast sky, beside this endless ocean, you are just one tiny person. And somehow that thought brings comfort rather than fear. You return to the chair, pick up the book, try to read. The story is about a man who sails alone around the world. It seems appropriate. You manage a few pages before your eyes grow heavy again. You set the book aside. Add another log to the fire. Check your watch. 10:15. Still nearly 2 hours until midnight inspection. You could rest more, but you're not really tired anymore. You're something else. Peaceful. Content. Present. You decide to explore the cottage more thoroughly. In the kitchen, you open cabinets. Fine dishes. White ceramic, mismatched but clean. Mugs. Glasses. A French press for coffee. A cast iron skillet. A small saucepan. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Under the sink, cleaning supplies. Dish soap. A scrub brush. Simple. Practical. In the drawer by the stove, utensils. Wooden spoons. A spatula. A can opener. Matches. Everything organized. Everything in its place. You open the bedroom door. A single bed. White sheets. Heavy quilt in shades of blue and gray. A small dresser. A chair. One window facing the lighthouse. That's all. You could unpack your duffel bag now, put your clothes in the dresser, but you decide to wait until morning. Right now, you just want to experience this first night. This first evening of your new temporary life. The bathroom is small but adequate. A sink. A toilet. A shower with a white curtain. Towels hanging on hooks. Blue towels, slightly faded. A small window with frosted glass. Everything clean. Everything ready. Harold really did leave this place in perfect condition. You feel a wave of gratitude toward him. This stranger who kept the light for 30 years. Who left everything just right for whoever came after him. Back in the main room, you sit at the kitchen table. Pull the green binder toward you. Open it again. Read more carefully this time. Harold's notes are detailed, precise. He cared about this place, cared about passing his knowledge on. There are entries about the weather, about storms, about ships that passed in the night, about the gulls that nest on the rocks below in spring, about the gray whales that migrate past in December and January, about the best time to check for driftwood on the beach, about how the fog comes in thick some mornings and you can't see 20 feet, about the silence of snow the one time it snowed in 15 years. His life here is documented in these pages. Not the dramatic moments, but the daily ones. The ordinary miracles of paying attention to one place for a long time. You realize this binder is a gift, not just instructions but a map, a guide to how to live here, how to be a keeper, not just of the light but of yourself, of this small corner of the world. You read about the radio. Channel 16 for emergencies. Channel 22 for the Coast Guard. Weekly check-ins every Friday at 10 a.m. A phone number to call if the radio fails. Not that the radio ever fails, Harold notes. It's old but reliable, like everything else here. You read about the propane delivery. Once every 3 months, the truck comes right to the cottage. You don't have to do anything except be here to sign for it. The water in the well, cold and clear, tested every year, always perfect. The septic system, simple, no problems in 30 years. There are pages about maintenance, monthly tasks, annual tasks, how to clean the lens, how to check the motor, how to replace the bulb if it burns out, though Harold notes it hasn't burned out once in his entire time here. The bulbs last for years, but there are 3 spare bulbs in the supply closet just in case. Where is the supply closet? In the lighthouse, ground floor, left of the door. You'll check tomorrow. You turn more pages. Find sketches. Harold drew pictures of the local birds. Labeled them. Cormorants, pelicans, gulls of different species, terns, oyster catchers, a bald eagle that perches sometimes on the rocks to the north. He drew the wildflowers that bloom in spring, yellow ones called tidy tips, purple lupins, orange poppies. He drew the lighthouse from different angles, the cottage, the view from the top of the tower. He was an artist as well as a keeper. On the last pages, more personal notes. The ocean teaches patience. Watch it long enough and you learn to let things go, to let them wash away. The light teaches constancy. No matter what happens, it keeps shining. That's what we do too. We keep shining, even when no one sees, even when no ships pass. We keep the light burning because that's the work. That's the calling. You close the binder gently. Sit in the quiet. The fire has burned down to coals now, red and glowing. The room is still warm. The lighthouse beam still sweeps. Light dark, light dark. You check your watch. 11:30. Time to prepare for the midnight inspection. You put on your jacket. Heavy fleece. Zip it up. The night will be colder now. You grab a flashlight from the hook by the door, though you probably won't need it with the lighthouse beam. You step outside. The cold hits you immediately. Sure. Cling. Carrying ocean spray. The air tastes of salt. Your breath makes clouds. Above, the stars are incredible. Overwhelming. Beautiful beyond words. You stand for a moment, head tilted back, just looking. The lighthouse beam sweeps over you, past you, away. Lights the ocean briefly, then returns to darkness. You can hear the waves more clearly out here. Steady rhythm. Crash, wash, crash, wash. The wind has picked up slightly. Not strong, just persistent. Constant. The kind of wind that's always present by the ocean. You walk the stone path to the lighthouse. Your flashlight beam bounces ahead of you. But mostly you walk by the rhythm of the lighthouse itself. When the beam sweeps toward you, you see everything clearly. The path, the grass, the door. When it sweeps away, you walk in darkness. But you're not afraid. The light always comes back. 15 seconds. Reliable as your heartbeat. The red door opens with its heavy creak. Inside, the base of the lighthouse is dark except for what spills in from outside. Cool stone walls. The spiral staircase disappearing upward. You begin to climb. Your footsteps echo. Metal on metal. Ring, ring, ring. Around and around and around. Your hand on the rail. Your breath steady. This is the 3rd time you've climbed these stairs today. Already it's becoming familiar. Already your legs know the rhythm. Step, step, step. The small window halfway up shows you the night ocean. Black water. White foam where waves break. The lighthouse beams sweeping across it all. A ship far out shows a tiny light. Red. A port light. Moving south. Slowly. A cargo ship maybe. Or a fishing boat. You watch it for a moment. They can see your light. You're guiding them. Letting them know where the rocks are. Where the shore is. That's the purpose. That's the work. You continue climbing. Higher. Your breath comes a bit harder now, but not much. You're getting used to this climb. By the end of 6 months, you'll be able to run up these stairs. Harold probably could. 30 years of climbing. Twice a day minimum. More in storms. Thousands and thousands of climbs. These stairs become part of you. Your body learns them. Muscle memory. Without thinking, you know which step is slightly higher. Which part of the rail is smoother. Which turn in the spiral needs a bit more care. Finally, the top. The platform. The lantern room. The enormous Fresnel lens turning in its slow, steady rotation. The motor humming. Tick, tick, tick. The light blazing. Bright enough to hurt your eyes if you look directly at it. You don't look directly at it. You walk around it, checking. This is the inspection. You're looking for anything unusual, anything wrong. But everything is perfect. The motor sounds healthy. The lens is clean. The bulb is bright. The rotation is smooth. Everything as it should be. You pull out the logbook. Small, spiral-bound notebook kept in a drawer here in the lantern room. You write the time. 11:58 p.m. You write the date. You write, all systems normal. One cargo vessel observed heading south at 11:45 p.m. Clear skies. Light wind from northwest. Temperature approximately 45 degrees. You sign your name. Your first entry in the log. Your first official act as keeper of Cape Memory Light. It feels significant, like you've crossed some threshold. You return the logbook to its drawer. Stand at the windows. Look out. To the west, the ocean extends forever into darkness. To the north, the rocky coast is barely visible, jagged black shapes against slightly less black sky. To the south, those distant houses show a few lights still burning. Someone else awake at midnight. To the east, the forest is completely dark. The road invisible. The world beyond might as well not exist. You realize you haven't thought about your old life in hours. Not once since lighting the lamp. The worries that filled your mind this morning in your apartment in the city, they're still there somewhere, but they seem distant now. Quieter. Manageable. Here there is only this moment. This tower. This light. This ocean. Nothing more required. No emails to answer. No calls to return. No deadlines to meet. Just keep the light burning. Just climb the stairs. Just watch. Harold was right. The ocean does teach you to let things go. You can feel it happening already. The tide comes in. The tide goes out. The waves wash over the rocks. Again and again and again. Nothing is permanent except the rhythm itself. Your problems, your worries, they're like foam on the waves. They appear, they exist for a moment, they dissolve. The ocean remains. The light remains. That's what matters. You stand there for a long time. 10 minutes. 15. Just watching. Just being. The light sweeps. The ocean moves. The stars will slowly overhead. You're not waiting for anything. You're not expecting anything. You're just here. Present. Fully present. When was the last time you felt this? When was the last time you weren't thinking about the next thing, the next task, the next problem? You can't remember. Maybe never. Maybe this is new. Eventually you turn from the windows. Time to descend. Time to return to the cottage. Time to rest. Tomorrow you'll wake before dawn. Do the dawn check. Extinguish the light at sunrise. Begin your first full day as keeper. But for now, sleep. You've earned it. Your first evening duty complete. Your first midnight inspection logged. You are officially the keeper of Cape Memory Light. The descent is slow, careful, step by step down the spiral. The lighthouse continues its work above you, the motor humming, the light sweeping, constant, faithful. It doesn't need you to watch it every moment. It does its work. You do yours. There's a trust in that, a partnership between you and this structure. You keep it maintained. It keeps shining. Simple agreement, simple relationship. Outside, the cold feels even sharper after the warmth of the lantern room. The motor up there generates heat, keeps the space warmer than you'd expect. But out here, winter is coming. Not for a while yet, but you can feel it in the air. The promise of colder nights ahead. Harold wrote about winter here. The storms, the wind, the rain, sometimes snow. The light shining through it all, never failing, never stopping. You'll experience that. Your 6 months will take you through winter and into spring. You'll see this place in all its moods. Back at the cottage, you stamped your feet on the doormat. Habit from childhood. Your mother always insisted. Stamp your feet. Don't track mud inside. You smile at the memory. Simple lessons. Simple courtesies. They matter. They connect you to who you were, who you are. You're not running away from yourself by being here. You're returning to yourself, finding yourself in the quiet. Inside, the fire has burned down to almost nothing. Just a few coals glowing faintly. The room is still warm though. The stone holds heat well. You decide not to rebuild the fire. It's late. You'll sleep soon. In the morning, you'll start fresh. Build a new fire. Begin a new day. That's how it works here. Each day distinct. Each day beginning and ending with clear purpose. You remove your jacket. Hang it by the door. Take off your boots. Line them up neatly. These small actions, these simple routines, they anchor you. They create structure. Order. Harold understood this. That's why his notes are so detailed. Not because he thought you were stupid, but because he knew that structure creates freedom. When the small things are handled, when the routine is clear, your mind is free. Free to think, free to rest, free to simply be. You go to the kitchen. Pour a glass of water from the tap. The water is cold, clean. Tastes faintly of minerals, of the earth it came from. Good water. You drink it slowly, standing at the sink, looking out the window above it. The lighthouse beam sweeps past, illuminates the grass outside, the edge of the cliff, the dark ocean beyond, then passes, darkness, then light again. You could watch this forever, this simple rhythm, light and dark, dark and light. It's hypnotic, peaceful, eternal. You wash the glass, dry it, put it back in the cabinet. Everything clean, everything ready. These habits matter. Harold kept this place perfectly. You'll do the same. Not out of obligation, out of respect. For him, for this place, for the work, for yourself. When you live somewhere, really live somewhere, you take care of it. You honor it. That's how you honor yourself. The bedroom is dark. You flip the light switch. A single bulb in the ceiling. Warm yellow light fills the small room. The bed looks inviting. The quilt thick and heavy. You pull back the covers. The sheets are cool and crisp. Clean. Fresh. You change into the t-shirt and sweatpants you sleep in. Hang your clothes on the chair. Simple routine. Simple actions. They ground you in the present moment. You turn off the ceiling light. The room goes dark except for the regular sweep of the lighthouse beam through the window. You climb into bed. The mattress is firm, not too soft. The sheets are smooth against your skin. The quilt settles over you with pleasant weight. You arrange the pillow. Lie on your back. Look at the ceiling. Watch the lighthouse beam paint its line across the white paint every 15 seconds. A clock made of light, measuring time in the only way that matters here. The turning of the lens, the sweeping of the beam. Outside, the ocean continues its eternal rhythm. Crash, wash, crash, wash. Inside, the cottage creaks occasionally as it settles. Wood expanding and contracting with temperature changes. The sounds of a house, a home, alive in its own way. You're not alone here. The cottage keeps you company. The lighthouse keeps you company. The ocean keeps you company. You're part of something larger, part of the rhythm, part of the light. Your breathing slows, matches the rhythm of the waves. And out, your body relaxes into the mattress. Your muscles release tension you didn't know you were holding. Your jaw unclenches. Your shoulders drop. Your hands unfold. You sink deeper into the bed, deeper into the darkness, deeper into the peace. The lighthouse beam sweeps. Light, dark, light, dark. The ocean washes. The wind whispers. The night holds you gently. Tomorrow you'll wake with the dawn. Climb the stairs. Extinguish the light. Begin your first full day. But right now, this moment, there is only rest. Only darkness. Only the gentle pull of sleep. You are the keeper. But the lighthouse keeps you too. Keeps you grounded. Keeps you present. Keeps you here. In this moment. In this place. Where nothing is required except to be. To breathe. To rest. To let go. Your eyes close. Your breath deepens. The world fades. The worries fade. Everything fades except the rhythm. The light. The waves. The wind. The steady, faithful work of the lighthouse. Shining. Always shining. Even as you drift into sleep. Even as you let go. The light continues. Faithful. Constant. True. Sleep comes. Gentle. Like fog rolling in from the ocean. Soft. Inevitable. Welcome. You drift. Floating on waves. Floating on light. Floating on breath. Drifting. Drifting. The keeper sleeps. The light shines. The ocean washes the shore. The stars wheel overhead. The night continues its ancient work. And in the morning the sun will rise. The cycle will continue. But for now, rest. Deep rest. The rest of someone who has found their place. Who has found their purpose. Who has found their peace. This concludes file number 001. Your assignment is complete. You have drifted. You have let go. You have found the border between waking and sleep. The border between your old life and this new moment. You are the keeper of Cape Memory Light. And tonight you rest. The light shines on without you. Faithful. Constant. True. As you sink deeper into sleep. As you drift further from shore. As you finally let go. The light continues. The waves continue. You continue. But quietly now. Softly now. Deeply now. Into the darkness that is not dark because the light always returns. Into the silence that is not silent because the ocean always speaks. Into the sleep that is not absence but presence. Full presence. Complete presence. Here. Now. Home. Sleep well, keeper. The light is in good hands. Your hands. And tomorrow you wake to tend it again. But tonight you rest. Tonight you drift. Tonight you are held by the darkness and the light. By the ocean and the shore. By the wind and the stars. Tonight you sleep the sleep of the keeper. Peaceful. True. Good night. Good night. Good night. The Drift Bureau has completed its mission. Welcome home, keeper. Welcome to Cape Memory. Welcome to rest.